here with us today, and also has other things that she's going to be doing that I'm so excited about. And I wanted to mention right now that I got a call from Deborah Lynette. She said she's so sorry she couldn't be here. She woke up feeling very poorly. And so, would you please put your hand together and welcome Chris Brown. Yay. And you have all the way until at least 20 after, because they already just there's a clock. Yeah, there's a clock. Most people don't realize you really know. No, right here. Do you want to sit here? No, I'm going to sit here. You're going to stand. Okay.
Hi, Chris.
Hi, Chris. Good morning, Chris.
Welcome. I hear words. That's a lot of how inspiration comes to me, and teachings and instructions.
Speak up, we can't hear you.
So as I was sitting in the back today, listening to our wonderful service, I heard the word service. And I know that when I proceed with my agenda, it doesn't go so well.
Hallelujah, sister.
Amen to that.
So for everyone that I've chatted with and thought we were going to do one thing, we may be doing something else.
I love it.
Sorry, guys. I'm going with what I'm feeling in the room.
Perfect.
And for me, that's enormous growth. Sean, we're going to take it way down. Yeah. I had thought I would do something super energetic, and I think right now it's not the best time. That's called the Cherokee Morning Song, M-O-R-N, Morning Song, and it's available if you type that in. It's you can go to a group called Walela if you want to kind of look that up. It's one of the ways that I connect to the universe. Usually very loud in my car. This seemed a little more appropriate. So Dottie doesn't really know what I'm going to say or do here. She's never heard me speak.
The only criteria is you have to keep most of your clothes on. That's all.
Everything except your socks.
I'll pay attention.
Can come on.
So, if I divert from the script, sorry, but we'll see what happens here. So first of all, what I want to do today is share some of my life and experiences, but with the idea that there's some things that I've done that you may like, it may be new to you, you may want to try it on. We're going to try on a few things. And if not, you go, oh look, that's how somebody else does her spirituality. Oh, and by the way, the Cherokee Morning Song, the words when they're, it's an affirmation, this is my word, It's an affirmation of I am of the Great Spirit. Okay. Okay, so the short story is that I've spent 27 years in 12-step programs. So that's kind of
Keep coming back, it works.
a piece of information that would be helpful. And the basic story of my upbringing is that despite a lot of wonderful external experiences and opportunities that I received, my internal life was characterized by very deep damage, neglect, and betrayal. And I could not reconcile what I was learning and what I believed, and this comes from my growing up as a Christian Scientist, and this piece has never left me. Scripture, Matthew 5, "Be ye therefore perfect, even as your Father in heaven, which is perfect." And I learned that statement, "Be ye therefore perfect," kind of like another passage, "Go and sin no more." Both of these being acknowledgments of state. So I believed myself to be perfect. I had a concept that I was and should be perfect, and that there was a perfect me, but I didn't feel it. And I have spent my life trying to reconcile these. This knowledge, of course, I am and you are and we are, and perfection exists and permeates the universe, and perfection is the only thing that's real. Okay, now that's gotten me into trouble, but that is where I live.
Okay.
That is where I live. And so how come these other things are happening, and how do I reconcile that? So that's page 1. That's pretty much how I came to discover that there was a problem and try to take steps to adjust, to fix it. There's a little piece of shorthand in 12-step. I can't, God can, let God do it. And that is really helpful because it's a way out. Okay, so I can breathe moment by moment, and there's another agency. There's something happening over here. It's not all on my shoulders. There is this other piece. So part of my recognition was that there's God, which is out there. And especially when I'm feeling really, really small and vulnerable and maybe not super proud of what I've done or who I perceive myself to have been. But at the same time, there's another concept, and many of you, I'm sure, are familiar with this. It's from the great oracle, Shirley MacLaine. She's out on a limb, and she's out on a beach, and she extends her hands, and she says, "I am God." My response to that scene in that movie, if you're aware of it, is, oh, the first time I've ever heard the truth, the secret. I said, oh my God, this is what no one is saying. And I don't know of any venues to say it. So I walk in the world with this dichotomy of, I'm such a piece of crap.
Let's all say it together.
Crap. And yet, myself, which is part of who I am, even in that moment, that connected part of me also knows that I am everything, I am enough. And I'm going to kind of let you guys fill in. I don't want to tell your story for you. You all have stories, and you may have felt this separation or this struggle between, I know that the one is true, but how come I'm feeling the other? I'm here to tell you I don't have the answer. But I have some things that I do to mitigate it. So after spending, 15 or so years in 12-step, what 12-step did for me is it brought me up to 0.
Awesome.
I had a lot of repair to do. I was hurting people, I was hurting myself, and I was hurting God. I had a lot of repair to do to just not be in my crap all the time and not hurt other people. And one of the commitments I made is I don't want to hurt other people. And guess what? To this day, I still hurt people. But it's so much different and it's so much less. And I can tell you that it took all that time in that place to get that. And then finally, I was ready to walk among the living, the people who don't spend so much time digging that way. And I ended up, after I had already been with a body worker for 15 years, she ended up starting teaching class. And I have been with her now, I just completed my 10th year with her. And this is a private venue in Berkeley. Anyone can join, but it's not UC Berkeley. It's a private venue in Berkeley. And everyone here would be at home there, and everyone there would be at home here. And when I tell them, you won't believe this church, and I'm going to talk about this. And in church the other day, and they're just looking at me like, that's whatever. So there's this is where I get my weekly, and that's where I get my monthly, and it's an incredible way to put all this into embodiment. Okay, so in my class a couple months ago, we were talking about our contract with the universe. And so typically that's, well, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. And my teacher said, no, turn it around. What is the universe contracting with you? Now, I won't go into a long story, but I didn't have a relationship with the universe. It was kind of like, you know the story about the guy opens the room and here's people with really long spoons and they can't put it in their mouth, and then he opens the other room and they're feeding each other. Well, I was in the first room. And the deprivation and the I can't and it doesn't and why not was rampant. So what happened is that when I went into this idea, what is the universe's contract with me, it just started flowing really, really fast. So here we go. I'm going to read to you what came in the channeling. And I gave you a little bit of my story, a little bit, because I wanted you to know where I was coming from. And this particular channeling is for me, but there are so many people who have a similar piece, whether it's at the surface or buried deep, deep down, that maybe this is going to help. And if not, maybe you know someone this would be helpful for. You want to come? Janet has agreed to work.
Left there, dear.
What am I running into?
This little light of mine.
I am.
And if it doesn't fall,
Dear one, we, the universe, affirm that you are a truly wondrous being. You are full of heart and love. You are curious and inquisitive. You are smart and quick and eager and sensitive. And we love you for that. Please know also that we love you for all the ways you may not think. We love you for your fears and your doubts. We love you for your weeping and your hurt. We love you for your sadness and your grief. We love you for your emotions, wherever and whenever and however they may appear. We love you for trying, whether you succeed or fail. We love you for being willing to grow, for grabbing onto this ride and allowing us to show you all the majesty of the universe. What is at your touch, what is at your beck and call, and sometimes what is just beyond your grasp. Because we know that if we show you that, you will take into your heart all the more grandeur of this immense and loving time and space. We love you for resting, and we love you for being awake. We love you for trusting, and we love you for being cautious and tentative. We love you for all the ways that you take care of yourself, and for all the ways you create safety for yourself and others. We love you for your engagement of this world, and your engagement of all the worlds that you have come to know so far. We love you for your love, and we love you for your innocence, and we love you for your anger, and for your joy, and for your sorrow. We love you for your connections to others, and for your willingness to sit still, away from the noise, and listen. Dearest one, it is not because we love you that we care. While we could not help but love you anyway, it is because you exist that we care. It is because you are a child of the universe, a mother, father, sister, brother, son, daughter, friend, and colleague that we care. There is nothing you can do, say, or think that will cause us not to care for you. We will care for you forever, unto the farthest reaches of time and space, greater dimensions than you could ever imagine. We care because you are an integral part of this universe. Your existence and presence are just as critical to the goals and aspirations of this universe as is any leader, any king or sovereign, any healer, any animal, vegetable, mineral, or energetic spirit that has ever existed or ever will exist. There is no such thing as a world without you. There is nowhere you can be, now or forever, that is not embraced in our arms. We love you, we acknowledge you, we offer you all the respect and accolade you can possibly hold. You have a purpose and a calling. Your name is written in the book of life with bold and underline and exclamation points and brightly colored streamers and jets of fireworks shooting off the page. We love that you are stepping up to witness this contract that we have made just for you, our beloved. We are so very happy to be able to affirm this with you today, our contract. We are here to support you, to guide you, to cheer you on. We are here to give you coaching, bring resources into your awareness, and encourage you if you should falter. We are an active partner with you, and we are so very excited to share this incredible moment and lifetime with you. Much love and embrace, always and forever, the universe.
Always and forever, I am you, and you are me, and the love flows free. I will joy, for you are me, and we are free. I am you. You are me, and the love flows so free like a river, like a strong mountain. I am you, and you are me, and we are one, and the love flows free. I am you, you are me, we are one, and the love flows free. Well, I am you, and you are me, and we are one, and the love flows free. And I am you, you are me, and we are one, and the love flows free. Oh, I am you, and you are me, and we are one, and the love flows free. Oh, I am you, and you are me, and we are one, and the love flows free. And I am you, you are me, and we are one, and the love flows free. And I am you, you are me, and we are one, and the love flows free. And I am you, you are me, and we are one, and the love flows free. And I am you, oh yes, I am we, and we are one. Love flows free, and I am you, you are me, and we are one, and the love flows free.
Okay. I want to spend a few minutes talking about dimensions. So if you know about dimensions 1 through 9 or 1 through 5, just raise your hand. Okay, great. All right. So this is going to be a primer on dimensions. There's a book called The Alchemy of 9 Dimensions. It's Barbara Hand Clow. You can get it where you get books. I'm not gonna kind of do the book thing. This is a reference if you want to learn more. If you kind of like what I have to say, then you can find it here. There's a lot of other things in here that are not what I'm bringing in, but maybe this is just kind of an introduction to dimensions. What I'd like to do, I was going to do my practice on how I think I'll just do that. I'm going to start by doing a verbal on how I do my spiritual grounding. And if we do that and I have everybody do it, then we won't get to hear about the dimensions. So I'm going to tell you what I do. You can come up and ask me about it later. First of all, the premise is that we should never engage more than we can ground.
Wow.
And that might be new information. That's the basics of what my teacher teaches us. We should never engage more than we can ground. And since I want to engage some pretty cool things, I'm going to up my ground. So I just want to walk through what I do, and if it's appealing to you, we can chat about it afterward. First I ground, and then I do core. I feel my spine, my alignment with my higher self. Some of you know it as the golden cord. So ground, core. And then there's an exercise we call me, not me, which is to separate, oh, this is me, this part, and this is not me. This is where I am, who I am. You don't belong inside me. I love you, I want you there, not inside. Or I don't want to deal with you, out. Or I've had enough of you, out. So me, not me is really, really important. The next thing we do is tie our fibers. It creates a container so that we don't leak and other people and things don't come in. And then what I do is I run my chakras. So that's like this whole talk, but I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 8 for me is below my feet. 9 above my head. And then from there, I go to higher self. And let you guys feel that for a minute. Above that is guiding star. And then this part you may not know about. Then I come back down through my template of perfection. And this kind of goes back to what I was saying earlier. We are all perfect. Who am I in my most gracious and aligned moment? I come back through my template of perfection, and then if you're female, drop into your feminine. If you're male, drop into your masculine. So that up and down creates a charge. It does some cleansing. It puts things in order, alignment, and then at the end we drop into the part that polarization, if you will, of this is what I have to bring the world, and this is what's in alignment with me and my specialties. And with men, it's going to be slightly different. In my practice, we have the duality, the polarity of masculine and feminine. And yes, I've had a real hard time with that, but that's okay. All right. So having just done that, I know that so I want you guys to ground, and I'm gonna give you some information about the dimensions. There are 9 in her book, so we'll talk about 9. There's another one which is called the void. And it's the space of all possibilities where everything can happen and actually engage. All right, so the first dimension is the Earth's iron core. It's the source of grounding. The second dimension is the Earth's crust. And in the crust, and that place close to the Earth, we have the minerals and the chemicals, the bacteria, the things that engage processes of matter and non-matter. And what I love about that is we have little people, divas, leprechauns, water sprites, and all the people who are excited about getting us where we need to go. They're on our side. They make the organic and inorganic processes churn. The third dimension, this right here, the solid physical experience. Fourth dimension is thought forms, and they can be chaotic. We generally wait and don't deal with fourth dimension until we're very well practiced in third and fifth. Fifth dimension is the realm of the collective mind, and it goes back to that perfection. It's the realm of light that centers on the human heart. Sounds like this is a talk for another day. What I can close with, we're ready to close. Okay. What I can close with is we have some more music. It's been music day.
Yay.
I've asked a couple of people to help with the song, and several of you know this one, and you will if you don't, pretty quick. This is called the traveling song, Eagle Traveling Song. Actually, it's Brooke Medicine Eagle. You can find her as well. And obviously I use song because it helps transport. And what we're going to do is go out, but we're also going to come back in. We've already done the going out. So this song is going to help us come back in. All right. Away, away, So I would love to talk with you for 4 hours, and thank you for letting me come and share some things with you today.
Fabulous.
Thank you.
Thank you.